Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I am going to discuss what is a view in SQL. So again, this is one of the SQL interview question. So if you are preparing for the SQL developer position, or maybe you are preparing for the data analyst, so these kind of questions may come to you in an interview. So a view is a virtual table that is based on the result of SQL query. So what does mean by virtual table? Whether the table is exist, meaning whatever the view we will create, that is nothing but a table, but that table will be really exist in the database, or that is just a object that is not present in the database. So how this works, we will understood in this video, and then we will discuss the features of view. We can see the benefits, and then how we can create the view, how we can modify the view, and then how we can drop the view. We will discuss all those things in this video. Yes, so view is a virtual table that will be like a table, but actually it is not going to store the data. It is not going to consume the any memory of your database. Then what it does, it provides a way to simplify the complex query. How you can simplify the complex query by using view? How you can improve the security by restricting the access to the specific column or row? How we can do that? Right. So let's understood. So view is a table, but that will not store the data. So I will say create view, and view name is, let's say, emp details, like this, meaning employee details. Emp stands for employee. You can consider. Okay, let me mark this as a complete statement of SQL. Okay, fine. So assume that we have two tables. First one is the employee, another one is payment table, payment of the employee, right? So payment table have the currency, for example. So in which currency they are being paid. So here I will say currency. Okay, so this is what the currency, and its type will be like var cap. Okay, I will say, obviously it is of type text, right? So this is how we have three columns in the payment ID, then currency in which they will get paid, and the salary, whatever the salary we have decided to pay, right? Then these are the related tables. The problem is that I have to give the employee details to the someone, but I don't want to disclose the exact amount of salary. Then how I can encapsulate? I have to give the data, but then my intention is not to share the actual tables with him. So in that case, what I can do, I can create a view. This will be a virtual table. It will behave like a table for the person who will give you, meaning to whom you will give the view access. He will access, but for him, employee details will be the table, right? And here, the columns or the data we will bring from the above two tables. So here I will say create view as, right? So this is what the syntax to create a view, and then you can say select, then you can perform the joins and all between these two tables. So I would like to get the ID. So I will say emp dot id. This is what my table name. Then next field is, let's say, emp dot name, right? Then next field, maybe I want to use is like city I can bring. So that is also coming from the emp, right? Then I can bring the currency, payment dot currency, right? So I need all these columns in a single table. Here I'm just giving the information about the employee in which currency they will get paid, but I'm not giving him the actual amount. Why? Because let's say that there is a confidentiality. So what we are doing ultimately here, we are encapsulating the information, or we can say that we are abstracting the information of payment. And then I will say from employee. Then I will say join. Okay, join type you can define as you want. Join payment on emp dot id is equal to e. Okay, let me say payment dot id. So based on the payment id, meaning employee id and id from the payment table, again which is employee id. So based on this we are going to execute this. So this will create a view for me. So if you look here, syntax, this is what, in case if you wants to filter out the data by the department, by the designation, or by the CT, you will be able to do this also. So you can add where clause. Obviously, after from, we can have the where clause. So you can add that also. And this will make, or this will create a view for you. Once the view is created, how to query the data from this view? Then, okay, how to query the data from this view is, let's say, okay, this is here, I should go. So this is my view name. The third person, what he can do is he can say simply select star from this table. So view is like table for him, and this is how your queries get simplified. Right. So complex queries you can write once, and it will be a view, and then other people can access that like this only. So this is nothing but the complex query simplification, and it improves the security by restricting the access to the specific column or table or row. Right. So this is how we can use the view. Once you create the view, this query will get saved whenever you, meaning someone will try to access the view. This query at the end, meaning at the back end, this query will get executed and he will get the data. But he will never feel that there is something that is different, or that there is a different table that are used. So he will never get that kind of information. So this is nothing but the data security. So virtual table, you understood, it is not going to store the data itself. It will just it is like a reference to the tables or whatever the SQL statement we will use, and that will get executed when we require request for the data. Simplifies the query. We saw how we can simplify the query. The other person do not need to write the too much SQL to get the data what he wants. Then security and access control, obviously we will be able to do that by controlling the access. I just I meaning I just kept the salary column hidden, but you can filter out the rows also. Then data abstraction, hide the complex joins and calculations. So whatever the calculations you are doing, obviously, if you are doing something, some kind of calculations, performing joins in this table, that will get be, I mean, that will be in a hidden state. Then updatable with some restrictions. Okay, some views allow the insert, update, delete operations. I never tried this, but yes, this is what the possible. Now we saw how we can create the view. Let's say if you want to replace the view, what you can do is you can simply say create, then or replace. view. Create or replace view. So like this, you can write the statement create view. Okay, so this view should not come. Create or replace view. So let's say yes, this is correct. Okay, fine. The view is not created. That's why it may be expecting after. Okay, it is fine because view is not yet created. So that because of that, it may be not accepting the replace. But this should not give the warning, or maybe this is a false warning. Okay. So we saw how we can modify the view. Then if you want to drop the view, what you can do is you can simply say drop view and the name of the view. Okay. So here you will be able to drop the view. So this is how a view in SQL works. I hope you understood how the view is created, how view is modified, and how we can drop and how it works. So thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day. Happy learning.